it's Miss Lana here, being awesome and amazing, and I know you are too. Now, so far I've uploaded several videos. I've given you today's tips and tasks for the day. I've also given you your instructions on how to complete your assignment. We've talked about the standard, that means the math skill lesson that we're working on for today. I've given you the problems, all 5 problems that you need to work on. We've even talked about the different fruits and vegetables in the problems. I've shown you pictures. Made me so hungry. I've shown you different recipes that you can make. Share some with me. I'm getting hungry. Share some food with me. Share some food with me. All right. Now, in this video, I am not going to go over how to do those problems because you're so smart. You can figure those out on your own. But I am going to give you some tips. All right. So now for today's standard, we've been talking about what? Fractions. Okay. So fractions right here. Where does it say fractions and mixed numbers? All right. Now, let me give you the difference between a fraction and a mixed number. All right. Now, a fraction, let me write the word fraction. There's the word fraction, and there's the word mixed number. All right, fractions and mixed numbers. Now, we know that, I hope you know, fractions are part of a whole. So a fraction is not a whole thing, but it's a part of it. So if I had an apple, the whole thing would be 1, but if I cut it in half, that would be half. And how do we write that? 1/2, just like that. That means I have 1 part, but there are 2 parts that I separated, okay? So I have 1 part out of the 2, 1/2. Now, a mixed number, it's mixed because it has 2 things. Do you know what 2 things it has? It has a whole number and it has a fraction. So, for example, if I had 1 whole right here, a whole apple, and then half of another apple, what's my mixed number? The whole, that's 1 whole and half. So we put them together, and that's 1 and a half. Okay, 1 and a half right there. So you have 1 whole and a half. All right, easy enough. Now, in today's problems, the only fractional part that I gave you to work with are halves, okay? So I didn't give you any quarters, I didn't give you any 4ths, 3rds, 5ths, 6ths, 7ths. We'll do that in another video on another day. So today I want you to just focus on the wholes, just 1 whole, 1/2, those mixed numbers like 1.5, 2.5, 3.5. So where are my problems? So let's read that. So right there is 5.5, that's 2.5. What else do we have here? We have 3.5, 2.5. Now, if you notice, like the computer typed it with that slash, you'll either see it like that or you'll see it like this. Okay? What else do you see? All right, there's another mixed number, 3.5. Now, if I didn't have that 3 and I just had half, that's a fraction. Okay? And 1, that's just a whole number by itself. And what else do we see? Right here, 2. See, that's just a whole number. And then 1.5, that's a mixed number. And then we have right here 4.5 and 2.5. All right? So, all right. So we have those. Now, do you know? Okay. So, for example, if it was 4.5, it would be what? This marker's going out. All right. 4.5 would be 4 holes. I'm going to write 4 holes. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then half. Let me shade it in for you right here. Bam, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then half right there. See, 4.5, 4 holes and a half. All right, now, in the problems that I gave you, I didn't talk about a whole apple or a whole eggplant or a whole... All right, I talked about pounds, okay? Because you're not just going to go to the store and buy 1 apple All right, you don't just buy one apple, or maybe you just want to buy one apple, but usually you buy several because maybe you have more family members. And even if it's just you by yourself, okay, no, not you by yourself. You better not be by yourself in the house by yourself. That would mean you're a grown up. Now, if you're a grown up, some grown ups live by themselves. They have no kids and they're just at home alone. And they might just buy one apple, but really they might buy more than that because they're going to save it for the next day and the next day. So the problems that I gave you, they all talk about pounds. So I don't just go to the store and buy one tomato. I put enough tomatoes in a bag and I'll buy several pounds of those, enough for the week. All right, because they'll last a little while. And all right, now when you do the problems, let's talk about some key words. Some key words is in all. In all, let me see. Look right there. In all. How many are you buying in all? Was there another one that said right here? In all. Is there anything else that says in all? Look. In all. What operation do you have to do when you do in all? You add. You need to put them together. So, I'm going to give you an example. Now, on your paper, remember, I want you to do the visual fraction model, and I want you to do the equation. So I'm going to give you an example. Let's say 1.5 plus 1.5, all right? I'm going to draw it. There's one whole, and then half. That's for that one. And then I'm going to do one whole and a half right there. All right, do your picture better than mine, okay? So there's 1.5, 1.5. If I put them together, how would we do that? Look, we can just count. Count your holes. Look, there's one hole and another hole. That's what? 2 holes. And then look, half and half. What happens when we put half and half together? It makes a hole. So we have 2 holes plus 1 hole. It's going out. Maybe because I'm writing down. Equals 3. All right? See, look, 1 and 1 makes 2, and then half and half makes another one. Don't forget that. Put them together, and then you have 3. That was easy. All right, so that's what you do when you have to add the fractions and the mixed numbers together. Now, there were some other problems that I gave you that gave you some different keywords. It didn't say in all. It says right here, look. How many more? How many more? How many more? What operation do you have to do when you see how many more? How many more? How many more? You need to subtract because one has more than the other and you're trying to see how many. So let me give you an example. Oh my gosh, this marker is going out. 4.5 minus 2.5. All right, so 4.5 minus 2.5. So we're going to take away 2.5 from 4.5. So that question would be, how many more does 4.5 have than 2.5? So I'm going to draw that 4.5. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Shaded in 1, 2, 3, 4. You see my 4 hole right there? There's 4 holes. And then don't forget that half. Remember, these are mixed numbers, so you have to do the whole and the fractional part. So right there, 1, 2, 3, 4.5. Now, if we are taking away 2.5, what do we need to do? Take it away. We don't need to draw more. So watch me take 2.5 away. Look, 2, 1, take that away. Take that away. And then I'm going to take that half away. And how many's left? 2. Right there equals 2. So with that one, you don't have a mixed number for your answer. You just have a whole number. So, bam. We took, look, I'll show you again. 1, 2, 3, 4.5. I take off 2 whole. I take off half. I'm left with 2 whole. Bam, I'm done. So when you're working out these problems, remember, I want you to do 2 things in your solve and check box. I want you to what? Draw your visual fraction model. That means draw the picture and your equation. So just like this, you're going to draw a picture, draw your model, and the equation. Now you can draw the picture on the top and the equation at the bottom. It doesn't matter. Or you can do it like side to side. That's fine. All right, so I think you should be good, okay? If you need some help, call me. My phone number is at the bottom. What? Oh, my phone number is right there at the bottom, right there. Okay, can't show it to everybody. Can't show it to everyone because other creepers might be watching. All right, so, but maybe those other people, strangers, might want to call me to learn about math. All right, so you have my phone number. Call me if you need some help, but I think you're good. I think you're good. Here's some Lalana sprinkles. Bam, bam, bam. Because you got this on your own. You got it on your own. All right, now I think I'm done with all the videos. Make sure you watch all the videos. Yes, I'm going to do one more. I'm going to do a shout out to all those people that scored that green level. Yes. All right. Love you.